Gary on Thacker, and Wednesday Season 2 follows Wednesday going back to Nevermore Academy. New mysteries emerge, including a stalker, and possibly even the death of Wednesday's roommate, Enid. Man, do I absolutely love Season 1 of Wednesday. All the way first came back in 2022, and I love it just as much, if not more now. I've been very excitedly and very patiently waiting for Wednesday Season 2. Also, I've seen a lot of people complain about the 3-year wait for Season 2. Why? Most movie sequels have a 3-year gap in between, and a series is far more than a movie, so realistically, it should have taken even longer. So be grateful it was only 3 very reasonable years. I've mentioned a few times now, there's only been a couple movies and or series I'm really excited for this year, but not a very movie or series that has or is coming out. This was the thing I was most excited for. So now I've seen Wednesday Season 2 Part 1, oh it's really good. I'm not going to call it great, despite how much I want to, because this is only half of a season, but so far I am loving Wednesday Season 2. I don't think as much as Season 1, but again we've only gone 4 episodes, and we have 4 episodes to go. Also, there will be spoilers in for Wednesday Season 2 Part 1. If I didn't talk spoilers, I wouldn't have a whole ton to talk about. And I don't mind Season 2 being split into 2 parts. I think I just get something to look forward to, and let's just savor it for longer. For one, I feel like this season is even further leading into the horror, even more than Season 1, which was already filled to the brim with it. So that's saying a lot. But I feel like since Season 1 was so successful, Netflix is comfortable with really pushing this series, seeing how far it can go, and I'm all for it. And it's starting to lean into that more goofy side of Addams Family, while still keeping everything relatively serious. Like when Thane gets drunk, and it's like, how is that even possible? Never mind. That honestly gave me a pretty good laugh. There were Season 1 moments that made me laugh, but I found myself laughing more at this season. Particularly Uncle Fester. He made me laugh in Season 1, but gave me some pretty good laughs this season. I also think this is a great continuation of Season 1, while also having enough of its own stuff to stand out. But I do love that even though we have new mysteries and plot points, it hasn't forgotten about Season 1. It's interesting to see how the new and the old affect each other. I also like how there were some decently big character deaths on the characters who survived Season 1. This shows there is raising the stakes, and shows this series isn't afraid to ditch plot for some characters. And I love getting to see more of the rest of the Addams family. That's something I wanted from this season, and I got exactly that. But it never feels like the overshadow Wednesday. Wednesday's still clearly the main character, does not get overshadowed. But again, I do like keeping more of the actual Addams family. I like seeing characters in Season 1 that we didn't see having interactions, having some interactions. I also like getting these new characters, particularly Steve Buscemi as the new principal. I just really like Steve Buscemi. It's pretty obvious that by the end of the season, this guy is probably going to end up being an antagonist, although it would be interesting to see what has been a pretty sketchy character so far actually turn into a good guy. And I guess I kind of had to mention this. We already knew that Xavier's actor for Season 1, Percy Hines, wasn't going to be in Season 2 after what he was accused of. I was pretty confident they were just going to write him out of the show, saying that after the events of Season 1 he was pulled out of Nevermore, and that's exactly what happened. Although his character still did write a letter, so even though the character isn't physically there, he's still kind of there. Honestly, I think I would just prefer to recast, but I'm not gonna act like I'm heartbroken over not getting more of this character. One thing I will say, I'm not completely loving Ian's character development at the moment. I don't mind she fell out of love with Ajax. That is a thing that happens in relationships sometimes. It's just that the way she went about just straight up cheating on him with the new character Bruno, it doesn't actually break up with him until he confronts her. That just feels kind of scummy. Like, I get that Ian has developed after Season 1, after she finally wolfed out, but I'm not loving this development. And that general love triangle. We already had love triangle in Season 1, and while I didn't dislike it by any means, I am glad they didn't do it again with Wednesday. That would have been repetitive, but I think I would just prefer there be no love triangle at all than what we're currently getting with Enid. I've seen a lot of people say Bruno is just manipulating Enid, and by the end of the season he'll be revealed as an antagonist, and she'll get back with Ajax. And well, yes, a part of me would like that, especially considering Bruno has less personality than Plank would, but a part of me would also respect it if they stuck with it. But I guess I'm fine either way, but overall I'm not loving that part of the season. And Agnes. The new creepy girl can turn invisible and is a fan of Wednesday. I've seen a lot of people say they do not like this character, but I don't really mind her. Maybe just because I'm a big fan of the Invisible Man. And Slurp, the zombie, I'm loving. It's giving the series a lot more horror moments, and I love his basic, yet still good looking design. I'm interested to see where this character goes in Part 2. And of course led to a stop motion scene, which was wonderful. And I'll be honest, I didn't expect the twist villain being the assistant, who we briefly saw like in one episode, but with how it's explained, it makes sense and I do like it. I also think her ability to be able to control birds is really neat. giving the same vibes as Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. It's also neat how she's a normal person who isn't turned to an outcast given this ability. That's different. They'll let her experiment with other outcasts, trying to extract their abilities. To give them normal people is again refreshing and different. And of course it leads to the scene where Wednesday discovers this, and one outcast in particular, who's probably gonna be important in part 2, asks Wednesday if she's here to kill her. Wednesday says no, and then she says, then leave me alone. That is such a good line. I also like the design of that one crow. Really cool, I want a figure of it. And yeah, being left on a cliffhanger is kind of annoying, but I don't mind it too much. It's gonna be something to look forward to, although I will be counting down the days till September 3rd. And the big question everyone's been asking, will Ian actually end up dying by the end of season 2? That's the big thing this season. Wednesday had a vision where Ian died, and it's supposedly going to be her fault. Now I 100% do think Ian is going to die, but should be brought back in some way. Now how she'll die is a different question. A lot of people say it's going to probably be Tyler. He's certainly saying he want to get revenge on her, and it is Wednesday's fault he's now free, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, I have loved the Wednesday season 2 so far, and I can't wait to see more. I highly recommend it. Also, if you enjoyed this video, consider like subscribing. Bye guys for now, bye, it's your Thacker.